Hello everyone, and welcome to Callsign Charlie Models for part 4 of the HK Models 132nd B-17G. Now in part 3 we finished all the paint of the nose section and got it clear coated, and then today we're going to be adding some more detail to it with some 3D printed decals. I also got some charts that we're going to put onto the table. Sadly, I don't have the Edward photo etch interior for this. That includes some navigation equipment, but really you're really not going to be able to see much of that anyway, so I'm okay with that. I also have some pinups that I might put onto the bulkheads or the fuselage interior right here, so we'll have to see about that. But starting off with the charts, we're just gonna cut one of these out. It's just a printed paper right here, so there's ain't much special to it. I think I'm going to use this one because it's a coastline, or let's use this one, or we can have multiples. I think we might have multiples out for this. Okay, so we got the two charts cut out, maybe. So I think it's about time for a new blade. So I'm going to change out after this video. Should not take me this much to cut out a piece of paper. We got those cut. We're going to fold these up. Put a little bit of glue on the inside so that we can keep this from unfolding. So I got that one ready. We're going to keep this one unfolded. Kind of have it going over the edge here. Apply some glue on the back side. Okay, and then we'll put this one. We'll fold this up one more time. And for this stuff, I am just using super glue. Typically, if it was going to be something that was going to be getting closed up like relatively quickly, I would not be using this stuff because of the vent and the fogging that super glue does. But I know it's going to be at least a week or so before I get to close everything up, maybe even more than that. So I'm not worried about the super glue fogging up the interior of the glass work. So there we go. So we got some charts on here. Zoom you in so you can see. There you go. Like I said, if I had the nav equipment, that would look even better, but sadly I don't have that. So that part is done. Now we're going to move on to the 3D printed decals. I think we're going to start off with the Red Fox stuff first, or the SBS model stuff first. We just have to figure out which parts get the 3D printed decals. So we know that, let's see, we know that this piece on this step right here, we know this piece and this piece get 3D printed decals. Alright, we know that piece doesn't, so we're going to put that back in the bin. Alright, so the Red Fox decals are a little bit different than the Quinto Studios decals. So the Quinto Studios, you have to soak them like just normal water. With the Red Fox ones, you can pretty much just break them off the backing without any issues. So that's how we're going to go about with this. Once I get it out of the bag right here. Alright, so we're going to start off with this piece first. Once I get you on the camera. And we do know that it is going to be decal number 9, which I believe is this piece, but let's find out. doesn't say. Oh, there we go. Decal 9. Yep, is that one. These just basically break off of the backing paper, which is going to make it much more fun when it comes time to adding this to the sorry, didn't realize you were off camera while doing that. So there we go, there's the first piece done. Okay. Now we got this piece right here. Alright, so which is this one. So and then we're going to have the oxygen regulator right here when that is done. But yeah, that's looking really good. Alright, so that's it for that one. Alright, so moving on to the next one, we have this bombardier part. Let's make sure that we have it going the right orientation. Okay, so we need decal 3 is this guy. Okay, now we need decal 4. There's this guy. Pretty quick and easy on these. Alright, so that box is done. Alright, moving on. See if any other parts get decals. Alright, so just doing a quick look right now. So far I'm not seeing anything. Alright, so these decals are all done. Alright, so now we're moving on to the Quinto Studio stuff. And alright. So we got all of that done. Now we're moving on to here. Now we're not going to need these because we already took care of all of that. And then this one is done too. That is done. So we just have this panel right here to take care of. And the seat belts. And then a couple of the other panels that were on the other side that weren't covered by the Red Fox set. So we're going to go ahead and start with, we'll start with the seat. We'll get that done and out of the way. So with the Quinto Studios decals, they are a little bit different than the Red Fox decals. You do need to print or soak these like decals to get them off. Now, one thing I do for my decals, whether it be the 3D printed decals or regular decals, is I do it in warm water. I have a bowl right here that's filled with water, and also I have a candle warmer from Walmart. You can find them at Walmart or Amazon, I'm sure has them. They're only like 13 or 14 bucks, and they last forever. I've been using that one for probably 10-12 years or so without any issues, and it just keeps the water warm. It lessens the time the decal has to soak in the water, and you can basically pull it straight out of the water and apply it to the model without any issues. So I typically, it runs anywhere between 15 to 45 seconds that the decal is in the water, and then it just, like I said, goes straight onto the model. For normal water slide decals, now for these I still will have to glue these into place, but that's the extent of how difficult these decals get. very easy to do. So we're going to start off with these. Start off with this guy. Said after this video, I am changing out the blade. Alright, so let the decal sit for about 25 seconds for this, and you see it just slides right off the decal paper, no issues. And now I gotta let it tamp off some of the water, and I'm just gonna, for these decals, and then after that I'm gonna apply some glue to it, and we're gonna apply it to the, just around here, the buckle side. We're going to apply it to the model, like here. I'll get you zoomed in some more so you can actually see what's going on. Alright, so we got that. We're going to apply it right down here. And while that is fully curing, we're going to go ahead and get the other one going as well. Gonna go ahead and get this leather patch started first. Okay, we're gonna come back to that one here in just a second. Alright, so now we're ready for this one. We're gonna pull it off right like that. It slides right off. Tamp off the water, and then we're gonna add a little bit of super glue to the buckle side of here. We're going to attach this to the leather patch, the chafing patch, I guess is what it would be called. Okay, so that is done right there. And then we're just going to repeat what we did for the other buckle, or the other seat belt, and put the super glue on the buckle, right like so. And then grab the chair, stick it in, and then put it down in there like so. Alright, so now we can start bringing this seat belt around. Now these seat belts are a lot more flexible than what photo etch seat belts are. Again, I am definitely not a fan of photo etch seat belts. I prefer the 3D printed ones or the HGW fabric seat belts. I think those just look a lot better than what the photo etch ones do. Once I stop super gluing stuff to my finger, I'll just gently break the glue bond off my finger and then fold this over like so. See, with photo etch, if I would have done that, that would have caused me to have to repaint the entire belt. With this, I just gently broke the super glue from my finger, and we are back to normal. So then I'm going to come over here, do the same thing on the other seat belt, fold it over. I'm going to try to get it so it kind of falls natural like that. Alright, so we go. Here we go. We got both seat belts done on that. Alright, now we're moving on to this shelf right here. We need to start off with decal number 3. We got to find out which one is number 3. 1, 2, 1. There it is. It's going to be the same process for all of these decals as what it was for the seat belts. Number 10 now. Alright, so this one is all done. Zoom in so you can see the detail on it. There we go. And yeah, you can even see the little glass sheen from the gauges right there. So that one is done. Just have a couple more pieces to do on this bulkhead right here. We're going to cover up some of this. I think I am going to grab some pin-up girls to put on to help cover up some of the like we'll put one right here, and then we'll put another one like up here or something like that, because when you're looking in through the windows on here, if you look through, you can, there's going to be a lot going on, but you can see right here, and going from the other side you can see on this side as well. So we're going to add some pinup girls to block that off after I'm done with getting these decals on. So we need number 8. Now the Quinto Studio stuff, it does come with a lot of nice decals, so if you don't want to do the full resin Bombay like from SBS Red Fox, you can do that too, and you can see all the decals that are included in this kit, minus the ones I've already cut out. But there is a lot of nice detail included in the Quinto Studios stuff as well. The camera does not want to focus on this little piece right here. Sorry about that. Alright, so that's done. So now let's add some pinup girls. Okay, and again, it just comes on some nice printed paper. Nothing much to it. So for the pinup girls, we're using the Archer decals or paper right here, and then for the charts we use the Duplicata Productions nautical charts right here. All printed paper, really nicely done. Now we get to figure out which ones we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do Alright, so our first pinup girl is up right there. Then we're going to get another one on this side. Okay. Alright, so now both pinup girls are up, and we're going to close this up so you can see when you look through it, through the windows, you can, hold on 1 second, let me figure out where it is. If you look down and up, or if you're looking up at it, so when the B-17 is sitting, you're going to be able to actually see this. And then the same thing with the other side. The other side you can actually see easier on there, right through the window, right? And then flip it over to this side, you have right there. So you will be able to see this stuff. Alright, so that's it for the decaling of, and detailing, or not detailing, but at least the decaling of the nose section. Up next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with a clear coat, and then we got to let that dry, and then I'm going to hit it with the panel liner and some oils to weather that up, and then we can start the assembly on it. So should be next week or so we'll start seeing some major detail come onto this. So I want to thank everybody for sticking around for this. And next week is really going to start ramping up. I have some changes coming, so we're going to be able to start getting a lot more work done on all of the kits in the Squirrel Blitz. I'm going to be getting a lot more bench time for a little bit. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys next week for part 5 of this. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell button for notifications of when I post future videos. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.